Well, good morning guys, and welcome to a nice chilly morning in San Francisco. I've been here for the past week and I have just taken a huge break from filming or shooting anything. I just got off the back of a 16-day road trip where I shot every sunrise and every sunset consecutively, and my God, that took it out of me. But nonetheless, I am back and I'm feeling so refreshed, and I'm excited to bring you guys a brand new video. I didn't film any videos on that trip except for one, and that was honestly because I was having such a blast taking photos, but now I am feeling inspired. I'm ready to create for YouTube again, and I'm happy to be here. So today guys, we're gonna be talking about why you need a 50mm lens. This is the best lens to buy as a beginner. We're just gonna cover everything to do with the 50mm. This lens is an absolute tank. So here are 3 reasons why you need a 50mm lens, especially as a beginner. So just before we dive into this video and start taking photos with the 50mm and I show you all the amazing reasons why it's such a good buy, I want to get into the first reason, and that is because of the price. Now usually the price for gear matters a lot, and usually as you get better gear and more professional gear, it gets a lot more expensive, but in this case, it doesn't. The beautiful thing about a 50mm lens from really any camera manufacturer is there's either 2 or 3 versions. Now yes, there is a completely blown out, like incredibly professional version, but there's also a very cheap version, and in Canon's case, that's only $100 US, which means you're getting a fixed focal length, fast aperture prime that's super sharp for $100. Honestly, this thing is a bargain. Alright, so now you've seen what the 50mm can look like and that it's so cheap. Why the 50mm? Of all the lenses you could easily buy and maybe spend just a little bit more and get a 24mm lens or an 85mm lens or the Canon Pancake 40mm lens, but why the 50mm? Well, it's kind of scientific, but the 50mm has a very close, it's nearly identical amount of compression that our eyes do. So this creates a whole bunch of cool things. The first one is that all your images look quite true to life, and it looks like it's just your eyes took it. If that makes any sense, it's the same compression. And it also gives a nice compression. So compression isn't focal length, compression is basically how close or far away things look in the image. I'll put up some examples now. If you shoot really wide, it basically pushes everything away, spaces everything out. But if you start to zoom in and tighten up your focal length just a little bit, not only do you zoom in, but your image starts to get more compressed. So we don't see with a 50mm focal length, otherwise we'd be tunnel vision, but our eyes do see with a similar compression, and that's why images from the 50mm lens not only look so true to life, but they also look really eye-catching. And the third, but definitely not final reason why you should look at picking yourself up a 50mm lens is because you get that incredibly nice blurry background for such a cheap price. Now I know we've already touched on price, but the blurry background part of things kind of starts to get interesting. You'll see a lot of professional photographers using low apertures. Now a low aperture obviously creates a very nice blurry, very deep background, and that is what a lot of not only companies and brands look for, but it's a nice way to set yourself apart from beginner photographers and professional photographers. So using that really nice deep depth of field is something you can achieve with the 50mm lens without absolutely blowing the bank to shreds. Now this is great because it teaches you how to use depth of field. Every shot you don't want blown out at f1.8 or f1.4. That is not the idea at all, but this is going to teach you and step you up from using f3.5, f4, f4.5, or whatever your current kit lens might have in store for you. Alright, so that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'm sorry that I didn't provide as much American content as I would have hoped to. I just really got lost in the source of photography and fully focused on that. But nonetheless, I've just got my negative COVID test from America, which means I'm flying to Thailand tomorrow, and I cannot wait to bring you guys some Thailand content because believe me, Southeast Asia, I personally think I absolutely thrive and I love it there. But anyway guys, that is gonna wrap up today's video. If you have enjoyed, let me know. Hopefully I've sold you on a 50mm lens, as they are some of the best lenses you can get your hands on, especially as a beginner photographer. If you're new around here, subscribe, and as always guys, I will catch you in the next one. Peace!